Tonight, a gun was stolen during a robbery on the Hart Highway. Plus, 2 events for this year's Iceman may be in jeopardy due to the warm weather. And a rare Sunday home game led to a win for the Cougars. Good evening and welcome to the CKPG News at 5. I'm Adam Burles. Eddie is off tonight. At least 1 gun was stolen when the Husky Gas Station on the 8000 block of the Hart Highway was robbed. A staff member confirmed to CKPG News that it happened sometime between 6 and 7 a.m. Friday morning, with the female cashier robbed at gunpoint. No one was injured and police have yet to release any details. The robbery is the second time in less than a year that this particular gas station has been robbed. On March 31st, 2023, the gas station was again robbed of 1 gun. It's been a few weeks since we've had any snowfall in our area. However, that changed today with some snowfall, and light snow and cooler temperatures are expected for the rest of the week. As a result, the Iceman volunteers are working extra hard to prepare for the annual winter challenge. They know they need to be ready for anything that comes their way, and they're not taking any chances. Dave Branco has more.
The ice-making crews at the Prince George Ice Oval got to work as soon as the temperatures dipped below the freezing point. They began flooding the area to create a smooth surface for skating. The light snowfall that followed was a relief for event organizers, who can now breathe a sigh of relief.
Oh yeah, this is like people doing the snow dance. We are so happy about this.
The Prince George Iceman is a multi-endurance race that has been around for 37 years. It is on again this weekend, only pausing for 2 years because of the pandemic. However, with the event only a few days away, the organizers still are looking for volunteers to help.
We need volunteers. We have a few. We are short about 10, so we could use some more volunteers, and this event would not happen if we did not have volunteers coming out to support us.
Here at the Otway Nordic Center is where the Iceman starts. This year, event organizers are changing the ski portion of the route because of the lack of snow.
Ski and the skate are at risk at the moment, so the snow, well, unfortunately, I hope it snows like 10 feet today. So the ski has been altered to a different route. The skate, the oval, is being so amazing, and they are working endlessly to make the skate happen for us as long as the weather stays cold for us.
The Prince George Ice Oval is looking for volunteers to flood the 400-meter rink ahead of the city's major multi-sport event. The rink needs to be in top shape for the event, so they require a helping hand. If you want to lend a hand, contact both groups through their websites. Dave Branco, CKPG News.
BC's post-secondary education minister Selina Robinson has stepped down amid an outcry over her remarks that modern Israel was founded on, quote, a crappy piece of land. Premier David Eby faced the press this afternoon and says Robinson's belittling remarks were incompatible with her remaining in cabinet, although she will stay in the NDP caucus. Eby made the move as calls mounted for her removal since the remarks last week that angered pro-Palestinian groups and other critics who called them racist and Islamophobic. The premier said that he and Robinson both agreed on her decision to quit, which came after 2 apologies from her, as well as a commitment that she would undertake anti-Islamophobia training. BC's energy regulator is warning oil and gas companies of potential water shortages for the rest of 2024. The agency blames persistent drought conditions in northern BC that show no signs of letting up, which has had an impact on stream flows, groundwater levels, and a lower than average snowpack. The drought is affecting the heart of BC's oil and gas country, which relies on water in its operations. The BCER says watersheds are facing potential critical water shortages. The regulator advises the public to consider adopting water conservation measures for the rest of the year. This week, 4-H Canada announced the winner of its National Volunteer Leader of the Year for 2023, and this year's winner is from Quesnel. Erin Rosman has been a Quesnel and District 4-H staple for over 10 years. According to 4-H Canada, she inspires the youth members, leaders, and parents in her community. She embodies the core values of 4-H through her compassion for youth. The organization chose Rossman from over 17,000 members across the country and nearly 7,000 volunteer leaders. First council meeting post-budget is happening tonight at council chambers, and to join us to discuss more is Cheryl Jen, our civics reporter. So Cheryl, what's going to be happening on tonight's agenda?
Oh, it's always a hot topic. It's the downtown. So there's a report that's coming out that was kind of produced jointly with the City of Prince George, Downtown Prince George, and a third-party group. And they have come up with sort of some issues. Not surprisingly, there is the issue of feeling safe in the downtown. However, what was interesting is that one of the recommendations is that they have a vibrant, livable, mixed-use downtown, connected downtown, which is talking about transportation. Let's see what else we have here. Resilient, adaptive. So it's a very positive report about the downtown in terms of what can be done with it. And now, with the OCP adjustment that is happening, we have the OCP is being redrafted after 10 years. And so this might be part of it. So that's where this whole report is going.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the OCP, but I'm thinking, among council itself, I imagine that this particular topic of discussion is going to create lots of discussion among the councillors, because there is a lot of not opposition per se, but there's a lot of differing views on the councillors about what to do, how to fix, what to do with downtown.
And that is the question. Fix is the key. Is there a need to fix downtown, or is there a need to build downtown? And that's what this report looks at: is urban development, urban gateway, modern north, as they're called, trying to build more. Inject more life into the downtown in terms of restaurants and nightlife and so on and so forth. And that's what this report's all about. It's only being, there's nothing on the table that council has to act on. However, it is, I'm sure, going to garner a lot of discussion.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hear what happens at tonight's council meeting. Cheryl, we'll have more from you tomorrow about what happens tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The lowest gas price in Prince George as of this morning is $1.42.9 per litre at Costco. The lowest gas price in BC as of this morning is in Williams Lake at $1.34.9 per litre. Manitoba currently has the lowest gas prices in the country on average at $1.19.6 per litre. Meanwhile, BC has an average price of $1.59.5 per litre.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Feed your team tonight with a delicious mix and match combo. Chicken, pizza, pasta, or dessert for just $8.99 per item.
The Prince George Cougars played a rare Sunday game at the CN Centre, where they welcomed the Kamloops Blazers to town. With the Cats in a bit of a slump and Kamloops having won their last 4 games, the matchup wasn't as easy as some would think.
Cougars, Blazers, and it's Nickelodeon night, which means PG's rocking the SpongeBob jerseys for $3,500 plus at the CN Centre. First period and the Cougars strike first. Zach Funk finding a loose puck out front and backhands his 45th of the season home. Cats up 1-0. PG doubles down as Bauer Dumansky rips a shot off the draw, and it's 2-0 for the boys in yellow. But Kamloops won't back down after a rough start, as Emmett Finney and Max Sullivan combine for a couple of goals late, tying things up at 2 heading to the second. This is where Prince George gets a bit uneasy, as only 1 goal in the second, and it's courtesy of Kamloops. Cougars trailing 3-2 heading to the third period. Not to fear, as Carling gets the CN Centre Goofy Goober rocking. On the breakaway goal, it goes top shelf where Mr. Krabs keeps the secret formula. This one's all tied up. But number 19 isn't done there as Dez doubles down from the dot and finds Twine. The Cougars have the lead again before this duo would close it out.
And to Vallis, left wing, Vallis, cross ice, Funk scored! Zach Funk has his second of the game and has 46 goals. Cougars lead 4-3.
How about a WHL highlight of the night to secure a 5-3 victory over the Blazers? Dezane and Funk with 2 goals apiece, while Keaton Dalhenia quietly racked up 3 assists. Prince George now with a much-needed 4 days off before they welcome the Victoria Royals Friday and Saturday night.
UMBC Timberwolves men's soccer team hasn't gone far for their most recent recruit, as they have announced the commitment of Prince George product Xavier Rocha. Being from PG, Rocha is familiar with the Timberwolves program, growing up attending games at Massage Place and getting the chance to train with the varsity roster. Standing at 5'8", Rocha finds a way to make a major impact on both sides of the ball at both ends of the park. The PGYSA U18 captain competes with pace and can play anywhere in the midfield. UMBC's head coach Steve Simonson had high praise for the Duchess Park secondary student and is ready to get to work with him ahead of the 2024 Canada West campaign. Rocha will graduate from DPSS in June and join his T-Wolves teammates for training camp in July. The TSX is down 213 points to close at 20,871. The Dow Jones is down 274 points to close at 38,380. And CN Rail went up 56 cents to close at $171.11.
Good evening again. We're anticipating mainly clouds tonight, but here's a quick look back on our satellite. And again, earlier today, some periods of light snow out there. We're kind of done with the moisture until tomorrow night now. So in behind here is where we're going to have some nice clearing moving into our region of the province, and actually many other areas as well. Then it's the next big wave of moisture that we are anticipating that will bring with it some more snow or periods of snow, or at least the chance coming into for us for really Tuesday night, and you'll see it there on our Futurecast. So really uneventful tonight and tomorrow, and then into tomorrow night is when we see the next wave of moisture that will carry into parts of Wednesday. So anticipate a good chance of snow or even snow rain mix in some areas going right into our Wednesday. Late week though, we have a really nice pattern that we're anticipating, some milder temperatures coming back and looking at lots of sunshine in the forecast. We do have the potential for some clearing tomorrow, though, that's for sure. So cloudy tonight and tomorrow morning, and then we'll see more so a sun-cloud mix through the afternoon. Up towards the Peace, it's a little bit milder than it was today. -2 for Fort St. John. We're looking at some instability down through the southern interior, the Okanagan, rain-snow mix, east of Valemount as well, +1, so a little bit cooler with some moisture there. Our broadcast region looks nice and bright as we move into our day tomorrow. Pretty nice. Enjoy the sunshine while we have it. 5 degrees in Quesnel, +1 Vanderhoof. It's dipping below freezing up towards Fort St. James and Mackenzie, but all in all, that sunshine's going to make it feel pretty good out there. Here's a snapshot of the country, and yes, we are looking at some fog and low-lying clouds through Edmonton tomorrow, a high of about -4, 2 in Regina with clouds, a little foggy and low-lying clouds in Winnipeg as well. And then as we go further east, some sunshine through Montreal, and then of course, if you've been following the weather or any news out there, we know our friends over in the Maritimes and Nova Scotia for sure are dealing with that historic snowfall and lots of wintry weather over there. So nothing like we're seeing here, or we won't be seeing anything like that on our side of the country. Mainly sunny for our late week, and again, I anticipate that we'll have some milder temperatures, at least by a few degrees, going forward into the later part of the weekend, into the weekend. So here's a look at Burns Lake. We're looking at -13 with partly cloudy skies tonight, mainly cloudy tomorrow, and a few sunny breaks, and then a little bit more snow in the mix for you on Wednesday. It will be -1 tomorrow for a daytime high in Mackenzie, but lots of sunshine expected. And then the instability for Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit of snow here and there through the afternoon and morning hours, and then drying out again. So very back and forth is what we're seeing in terms of our forecast. -5 tonight for McBride, mostly cloudy tomorrow. You're up to about 2 for the next couple of days. A little cooler and lots of snow for your Thursday in particular. Snow at times in Quesnel on Wednesday, but temperatures will be about 5 degrees with mostly sunshine tomorrow. So pretty good weather when it comes to our temperatures, and that will be the case for us as well. In fact, we'll probably be a little milder than what we're showing here going forward, but tomorrow mostly sunshine, especially by the afternoon, and then we're looking at the next wave of moisture for Tuesday night, Wednesday, and a little bit into the morning on Thursday.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Feed your team tonight with a delicious mix and match combo. Chicken, pizza, pasta, or dessert for just $8.99 per item.
The Prince George Spruce Kings also had a weekend series in town as the Cranbrook Bucks made their way to Copar Memorial Arena. After dropping Friday's game, the Kings were looking for a big bounce-back performance.
Prince George Spruce Kings taking on the Cranbrook Bucks, looking to bounce back from a Friday loss. It's not a great start for PG though, as Cranbrook taking advantage of an odd man rush to score the game's first goal and the only goal in the first period. The second isn't much better as Bryce Sucro finds some open space and takes advantage of a screened Charlie Zolan, and the Bucks double their lead. But the Spruce Kings respond well as Skogan Schrott less than a minute later gets his 11th on the air and cuts the lead back down to 1, and we're set for an exciting finish. And that finish starts with Scott Cousins tying this game up at 2, driving to the net for a great goal, and this game's tied until a little confusion happens.
Sasaki just elects to throw it in. Captain didn't know where it was, and it's in the back of the net! What a mistake by the Cranbrook goaltender, and the Spruce Kings take the lead!
Lucas Veyu with the game winner on a big mistake by the Cranbrook goaltender. They aren't all pretty. PG would add one more for some insurance, and the Spruce Kings picking up their 13th win of the year, 4-2 final.
The Prince George Minor Hockey Association's U13 Caribou Cougars got a chance to show off their skills in the CN Centre on Saturday as they took on Salmon Arm in an afternoon battle. This game was Prince George all day long. After the first period, it ended 3-2, and it was a second period surge that clinched PG the win. The Cougars scored 9 goals in the middle, including a hat trick from Jackson Lodge, while keeping Salmon Arm off the board. 3 more goals in the third period secured the 15-4 victory. The win gets them to 10 on the season and builds on their second place position in the Omaha U13 Tier 1 League. This weekend was the NBA's weekend, being the only major sports league to host regular season games. So Anthony Crea had to change it up a bit to bring you the best highlights from Sunday's sports action in tonight's CKP3.
Let's start local with Aiden Foster laying the boo.
Metal, the fans love him. Foster chips in the head right wing. He runs over Androlini. Oh, what a hit by Foster. My goodness.
Look out, Kamloops. Number 16 is looking for targets out there that aren't wearing a SpongeBob jersey. Next, it's to some more casual highlights.
Pressure coming. Uh-oh. There goes Sertan. Put 6 more on the board.
Patrick Sertan II picking off Geno Smith in the Flag Football Pro Bowl. He takes it for 6. The only highlight anyone is going to watch from the event. Finally, to the NBA.
Just under 4 minutes to play, second quarter. Jokic. And there's the fake of the century right there. Wow.
Nikola Jokic has defenders lost out there, drawing the and one when driving to the hoop. That's what happens when you're the best player in the NBA, as Jokic takes top spot in tonight's CKP3.
Hello from the CKPG Today side, and a great day to be over here because it's, a continuation of our CKPG Today Wedding Proposal Contest presented in part by Image and White Wedding Gallery. And of course, our show here looking to bring you a big prize package. So you got to head online and enter that for a chance to win. We're going to talk about potentially a first nominee for that contest today. You'll have to stay tuned for that to find out, perhaps on social media. And as well, we're going to have, I feel like my real homecoming as part of a Northern BC boy, heading out to the Blackwater Range with the PG Rod and Gun Club. And what do you do at the Rod and Gun Club? Well, you shoot a gun. And I've never done this before, so it's going to be interesting. How about you over there? Have you ever fired a rifle at the range?
No, I've never fired the real thing. The only thing that may come close is a Nerf gun, but those are 2 totally different scenarios. Just never had the chance or the opportunity to fire the real thing as of yet. So we're going to turn things to some interesting local news now. The Cruising Classics Model Show took place over the weekend at the House of Ancestors, where Anthony Crea caught up with one man who's looking to inspire the younger generation with his car.
If you attended the Cruising Classics Model Car Show, you may have run into Daryl Loth and his wife Kathy. where they showed off one of the many cars Daryl has built.
I got an old Pontiac, the same color as this, and then COVID hit, and we couldn't go out, couldn't do anything, so I said I need a project, so I built this out of scrap pieces.
The model vehicle is a motorless pedal car that took plenty of spare time to make in his garage during the pandemic.
So it took me probably all winter to do this project, a little bit at a time, and an old part of a fender off a Ford car, took it out a steering wheel, and I took the parts off it, made it for bumpers, spice cans out of the dollar store, made the headlights, glass jars, and the wheels and the pedals were scrap. It was just something I made a frame and then put everything together.
And while the 77-year-old appreciates all the compliments he gets on the car, he didn't bring it to the event for himself.
The reason why I brought it to the car show, to this one, is to inspire kids. I want kids to get, I never come down here to get prizes or anything. It was for kids to see what you can do.
With Daryl seeing plenty of potential, with others just a bit younger than him.
I see a lot of kids here with great ideas and beautiful projects. In fact, I voted for some of the kids.
That's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, your last look is a look at the snowy weather we were experiencing earlier today. Have a good night.